Warning: sensitive images.
Peace for Ukraine or Urain.
Be vegan, make peace, do good deeds, heaven Godspeed.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Наші програми пропонують багато мов. Відвідайте suprememastertv.com/schedule.
In 2019, Supreme Master Ching Hai, Vegan, presented the Shining World Benevolence Award to the Humane Society of the United States, plus a humble contribution of $50,000 to further its noble work. Let's learn more about their latest achievements.
Making changes to your diet is one of the most straightforward ways the average person can really help animals.
Continue watching to find out more.
We don't eat meat because we want to reduce the suffering of living beings. Human beings suffer, but animals also suffer. So eating vegetarian food is one of the ways to lessen the suffering of living beings. Knowing this, we don't suffer when we refrain from eating meat. In fact, we feel wonderful when we can follow a vegetarian diet because we feel that we can cultivate more compassion, more love. Even if you are not a monk or a nun, if you eat less meat, it shows your concern and love for other living beings and for our planet. The Most Venerable Thich Nhat Hanh, Vegan.
To encourage our treasured activists of climate, veganism, and animal people rights, you can say Timbere Pamoli, that's Martinican Creole, for don't give up, be strong. I'm Elena, the animal-loving people of Martinique, send you their warmest regards. Welcome to part 2 of our show, Humane Society of the United States, Improving the Lives of Animal People Through Legislation. Today, we'll continue our discussion with Chris Holbein, Vegan, Public Policy Director of Farm Animal Welfare at the Humane Society of the United States, or HSUS. We will learn more about the situations they have encountered, the progress of California Proposition 12, the Farm Animal Confinement Initiative, and the power of uniting the forces of like-minded activists. In 2019, Supreme Master Ching Hai, Vegan, gratefully presented the Humane Society of the United States with the Shining World Benevolence Award, plus a humble contribution of $50,000 to further its noble work.
Supreme Master Ching Hai, Vegan, is deeply grateful to the most merciful, beloved God for all the financial help, comfort, and support to the afflicted and needy, and/or any good cause over the years. As a humble vessel for Here's compassion and love toward Here's precious children.
The 2018 California Proposition 12, or Prop 12, also known as Prevention of Cruelty to Farm Animals Act, goes against the interests of the industrial animal people raising operations. Despite the Humane Society's successes in California and Massachusetts and a few other states, the organization faces formidable opposition from within the animal people factories and others who profit from this cruel industry. Due to the pushback by these unscrupulous stakeholders, a California Superior Court has extended a stay on the enforcement of Prop 12 until July 1, 2023, for the entire pig people meat industry in the United States, as it is expected that the Supreme Court would have ruled by then whether the law is enforceable. Mr. Holbein talks about the challenges they face and how they are working to overcome them.
The National Pork Producers Council filed a lawsuit against California saying that it was unconstitutional to put requirements on the production of pork that is sold into California from other states. We know that there is extensive legal history showing that states do have the right to put limits on products that are sold in their state when they're either produced in ways that threaten the public health or that violate the morals of their communities. So we fought back, but it is a complex legal issue, and we're awaiting the ruling. But we think if the court sticks with past precedent, that we will prevail. We are still waiting to hear from the Supreme Court about its thoughts on a specific aspect of the case. But there has been challenges all the way throughout, in particular from those within animal agribusiness that do not want to see change come. We work with some producers who recognize that cage-free and crate-free is the future, but there are some in the industry who would prefer to turn back the clock to a day when any type of treatment of animals is allowed. And the Humane Society is going to fight to make sure that we don't go backwards and we can just continue to go forwards.
Every 5 years, the United States Congress passes legislation that sets policies on farming, conservation, forestry, nutrition, and related matters in what is commonly known as the Farm Bill. The next Farm Bill is scheduled for this year, and staff at HSUS are working hard to ensure that it brings about positive change for animal people, humans, and our precious planet.
The 2023 Farm Bill will be an important vehicle that we're going to work to find ways to help animals. And we're also going to be carefully watching it to ensure that efforts to harm animals are not included within the Farm Bill. And the most prominent one that has been tried in the past is something called the EATS Act, which would basically bar states from setting standards to protect public morals and public health within a state by putting the type of requirements on products sold in the state that Prop 12 does.
The Exposing Agricultural Trade Suppression, or EATS, Act S2619, which claims to protect families by ensuring access to affordable animal people proteins, was written to directly combat animal people welfare legislation like California's Prop 12. If it were passed, every effort made by animal activists to end the trade of cruelly manufactured animal people derivative products in different parts of America could be in vain. Unfortunately, legislation can also be used by ill-intentioned people to increase their profits, impinging on the rights and freedoms of others. Mr. Holbein acknowledges that there are some limitations to the referendum process.
Legislation takes time. There's no doubt about it. Even in states where we battle without a ballot measure, it often takes multiple years from the introduction of legislation till it is signed by the governor. And then there's typically time after that for producers to convert. So it is a lengthy process. And any organization that wants to work on legislation has to be prepared for that fact.
Vegan, because we cannot contribute to the pain and suffering of the innocents.
Constructive viewers, we will take a moment to think about what more we can do to increase the speed at which we move towards a vegan world. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Welcome back to our show, Humane Society of the United States, Improving the Lives of Animal People Through Legislation, Part 2 of 2. Chris Holbein expresses that the Humane Society of the United States, or HSUS, is open and supports working with everyone to reduce the suffering of our precious animal co-inhabitants and to shape the world into a more compassionate place.
The Humane Society we worked with food safety advocates, worked with environmental advocates, worked with labor advocates to come together to find reforms that will advance animal welfare and the welfare of humans. For example, Prop 12 was endorsed by the Center for Food Safety, by leading farm worker organizations, by hundreds of veterinarians and faith leaders. So we are all about leading coalitions to advance and create a better food system. It's challenging because the food system is so complex, it's challenging to all the time have the same priorities as other organizations that are looking to make positive reforms. But we work together as much as possible. And we join coalitions led by other groups, and we are often the leader on efforts, especially to ban the extreme confinement of egg-laying hens and mother pigs. We are always looking for new allies, whether they're Republicans or Democrats or independent, who will work with us in states or in the federal government to make reforms necessary to reduce animal suffering and to reduce human suffering. We are proud to work strongly hand in hand with other organizations that want to see similar reforms so that we can have a more humane, healthy food system.
Despite the good work of HSUS and other legal advocates for animal people, Mr. Holbein acknowledges the painstakingly slow progress of implementing change this way and suggests adopting a vegan diet as something that everyone can do to help animal people more directly.
Making changes to your diet is one of the most straightforward ways the average person can really help animals, and reducing your consumption of animal products is incredibly meaningful and has an impact. The number of these animals that are abused in the meat and egg and dairy industries is hard to comprehend. Encouraging your friends and family to do the same is great for their health, it's great for animals, and it's great for the environment.
After climate scientists issued a second warning to humanity in 2021 that we only have a short window of a few years to reverse the effects of climate change, people became increasingly serious about fixing our broken food system. Nevertheless, the changes have been too slow for what is needed. Our beloved Supreme Master Ching Hai, vegan, has been urging humanity to take bold actions that can quickly and effectively bring about the changes which are so urgently needed.
Remember, a long time ago, many decades ago, 1980-something, during President Reagan, bless him, during his time, yes, many countries got together, united, to pass the law. In Montreal, they call it the Montreal Protocol, to ban the use of harmful gases globally, like aerosol in hairspray, etc.
Yes.
Yeah, to reduce the harmful effects of the chemicals that damage our ozone layer.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yeah, which will save millions of lives, save almost 500 million skin cancer cases in a short time frame.
Yes.
All the leaders just have to sit together and sign it. Meat ban, fish ban, all animal products ban. Very simple. They can do it.
Yes, Master. Yes.
We need voices in unison to call on leaders to take urgent action. We hope all activists for animal people, health, and the climate will unite and drive progress forward to make it happen. Thank you, Chris Holbein, for taking the time to educate us about the progress of California Proposition 12. We also greatly appreciate all the noble work of the Humane Society of the United States. To learn more about the Humane Society of the United States, please visit humanesociety.org.
Vegan, we all have Buddha, compassionate nature. Let's prove it.
Russia, go home now.
Radiant viewers, thank you for being with us today. Coming up next is Encouragements of Love, Part 2 of 15 on Between Master and Disciples, right after Noteworthy News. In heaven's grace, may the governments of the world immediately enact vegan law to ensure the survival of our planet and all beings that reside here.
Be vegan, make peace, do good deeds, hell not reach.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/VEG.